God, I really do have brain rot for this series, huh? Anyway, let's just get right into this. What makes a Megami Tensei game? The answer, in one word, is demons. Okay, video over, click away. Why are you still here? I told you to click away. You want more? Alright. There really isn't a set criteria other than the demons, but there are quite a few through lines in the series. Those being Apocalypse as a plot point, setting, or impending consequence, psychological or philosophical themes and decisions, spell combat, insane music, occult or mythological story. The Apocalypse is probably the easiest to explain away. Mainline is always post-apocalyptic, Persona is always about preventing the apocalypse, Devil Survivor's like during the apocalypse, I think. I didn't finish the game, it's too hard for me and my small brain. Tactics aren't my thing. But the fact of the matter is that something is always going majorly wrong and you're at the center of it. Then again, if you want, that wouldn't make much of a game. The character that you play as is always in the absolute thickest of the thick of it. And be that stopping the apocalypse or surviving it, Megami Tensei needs you to do it. It's a power fantasy, of course, since you kill God, but at least it makes you earn it. And of course, tying in with this are the stories that almost always have mythological ties to them. Because, well, you kill God, or you kill Lucifer, or Kagutsuchi, or Yaldabaoth, or Izanami, or Nyx, or I think you get the point, right? To be a Megami Tensei story, it isn't just sufficient to involve gods and demons. The plotlines from the beginning have been closely intertwined with the cultures and histories they research and reinterpret, or with cultism, false beliefs, and hardcore philosophy. Persona games in particular always relate the character to the main mythological background of the game. Persona 4 is strongest in this. Go watch Hiding in Private's analysis for this. I'm not getting into this other than the protagonist is Izanagi and is his journey into Yomotsu Hirasaka in pursuit of his wife Izanami and the truth. Persona 3 has you exploring the realm of the dead Tartarus as Orpheus. Persona 5 has you fighting the shoehorned in false god of control Yaldabaoth. And the allegories to pre-existing myths don't stop there. SMT2 has you fighting and killing the Judeo-Christian god Yahweh, or as they say. On the topic of mainline, they've invented their own sort of mythos too, and that in itself is integral to the plot of mainline, involving the super god called the Axiom or Great Will, creating protagonists called messiahs to reshape the world after apocalyptic events called the Conception. In the process defeating avatars of the Great Will, again generally Yahweh. I think you get the point, right? It's always that major plot element of having power over the fate of the world through mythological means. But you probably already knew that. So then, what's this about themes, psychology and philosophy? Well, when you get the responsibility of recreating the world as you see fit, it is a question of your philosophies and what you genuinely believe is best. And what you believe is the best generally turns into one of three major alignments, being law and chaos, represented by God and the devil, and neutral, representing humanity. Just by this alone, you can see a bias. Neutral, being pro-human, is what a person is expected to side with. These endings also tend to have the most content, looking at you, Nocturne and 5. Although there are downsides to neutral too, it's not like the world we live in right now is perfect. Unfortunately, while the biases are obvious, it doesn't devalue the complete dilemma presented by the game, often presenting peace and harmony as a benefit for law, and freedom as a benefit for chaos. I'm not here to break down the endings of mainline games, but these are common factors between the games. And the non-mainline games tend to have multiple endings too. Persona, especially, being the biggest spin-off, has a very set-in-stone ending structure. A true good ending where the end of the world is prevented, and then many others that have varying degrees of good. Persona 4 Golden specifically has like 7 endings, with betrayal being one. You've got to be either a psycho or a completionist if you're getting that ending. If I'm not mistaken, every game has at least 2 possible player-chosen endings, even though there are 0 or 1 canon endings. Canon as a whole is a hotly debated topic, because Megami Tensei's other in-world defining characteristic is its multiverse of infinite worlds, with persistent demons and universal cycles of conception rebirth in every main game. And the other major point, demons are born from the belief and psyche of people. There's a reason that you can kill Yahweh 1,000,000 times and he still comes back. Megami Tensei subscribes to the view that humans are the most powerful in the universe, not because they have raw strength, no, but because they can shape the world and the demons within it. Yahweh comes back because people believe in him. Lucifer is his antithesis because he is believed to be. Everything in Megami Tensei has humans as the root cause. They are the real gods of the world. and human power surpassing all is the most important part of Megami Tensei. SMT5 in particular notes this, where you can eliminate demons from existence permanently in one of the endings. And while the conclusiveness of this ending can be debated, the fact remains that the only true constant in the world is humanity, and Megami Tensei knows that. The world as we know it is humanity's perception of it. So I think I'll go back on my previous statement. It's not the demons that make Megami Tensei, it's the humans. But that's just plot and stuff. I'm a gamer, real man's gamer, a Dark Souls of RPGs gamer. How can you say the difficulty doesn't matter? Alright then, let's get down to the schmeat of the games. Not the world, the gameplay. Of course, the same demons will have the same skills, power systems and resistances. Physical, sometimes gun, fire, ice, wind, electric, light, dark and almighty. And if you're a stylish 5th game, nuclear and psychic too. The games are generally turn-based with some outliers like the Ride of Kuzunoha series. And the games tend to have demon negotiation too, with some outliers like Persona 3 and 4. But even games that are neither turn-based nor have negotiation are Megami Tensei games. So beyond the utilization of demons, what makes it? 3 things. Quality, agency, choice. I mean, every single Megami Tensei game has great combat. Press turns are the peak of turn-based combat, encouraging strategic thinking and high-risk, high-reward, careful play. One More and Bait and Pass are great for simple yet deliberate gameplay, where every intelligent play is rewarded. Devil Survivor incorporates press turns onto an SRPG board. And even the original 6v6 position-based combat is great for team composition and strategic movement. Speaking of team composition, that's another core part of Mega 10 games. Demons and Demon Collection are what objectively make it Megami Tensei. So just like in Pokemon, inspired by SMT by the way, you can build your ultimate team of companions and take them to the league. You can build your ultimate team of demons, and then abandon them because the game isn't about partnership with your monsters. It's about using them like the tools they are you need to succeed. The only game that I know of that actively makes you question the ridding of demons is SMT5 with its hidden ending. But I digress. Demon fusion and replacement creates this atmosphere of you being the only constant one on your team, and you being the only one with agency to make a change. Demons on their own are useless. Powerful enemies, yes, but without the guidance they cannot recreate the world. This empowering of the player directly contrasts with the iconic difficulty, that in reality is just an unforgiving, attention-demanding, autopilot incompatible design where skill or be killed, and you can be killed in less than a single turn. And that brings me to the last part, choice. I went over multiple endings, now I can talk about multiple builds, gameplay styles, and even multiple side stories, characters, and romance options in Persona's case. As role-playing games, they don't try to force you down a golden path like some other RPGs. They open the world up to you, and let you do what you want with it. What's left? Atmosphere. All these things I've mentioned up until now make a Megami Tensei game a Megami Tensei game. And the compilation of these things creates probably the best part of the series, the atmosphere. From the looming threat of a final boss, to the oppressively risky enemies forcing you to always be careful, and from the masterfully crafted environments to the perfectly appropriate music, the games just work. They're immersive, they're involving, they're Megami Tensei. Okay, that was a lot of words. I really do love this series. See you all next time, thanks for watching.